Hi, and welcome to Memories in Paper Form, your ultimate destination for everything crafty and creative. Whether you're a seasoned crafter or just starting out, something on our channel will inspire you. Today we are doing another scrap to embellishment video, and this week we are looking at mixed media. We're going to do some mixed media tags, and mixed media is not my favorite. It's really not my favorite.
It is mine.
It's Lily's favourite. She loves it. I don't like the messy aspect of mixed media. So I've got a couple of tags that I've cut out here. I'm going to do it a couple of different ways, and I'll show you a few of the things that I'm going to do. I haven't done any examples for you yet because I'm going to do them now. As we go, we'll play along, we'll have a chat. So I'm not a fan of the messy aspect of mixed media, but there is no single one way in which to do mixed media. So I've got some watercolor paints here, metallics, glittery pearly watercolors. These are both off of Temu.
They're gorgeous.
I've got some inks, I've got some dye.
We've got the brushes.
Got my brushes, I've got some stencils. So we're just going to have a play, and we're just going to see what happens and see what we come up with. As I mentioned before, I am not a huge fan of mixed media. My brain doesn't work like that. I'm a very atypical crafter. I'm using Villainous Potion here to do some stenciling, and I don't particularly like the whole messy aspect of mixed media. I mean, I can do it, and I do think it looks amazing. It looks fantastic when it's done, but the whole process of the messy crafting is not particularly my favorite. But I do enjoy trying new things. I do enjoy working on different techniques, and I did like how the tags came out in the end. I think they came out really nicely. You'll see at the end I've got some photos for you at the end of the finished tags, but the process for me is difficult. I find it a little bit uncomfortable in a way, but it just means I don't craft that way. But I do like the end result. I just don't like making the mess. And Lily enjoys it. She absolutely loves doing mixed media. She loves the whole ink smushing and stenciling. I do occasionally add, like here, a flicking of like metallic paints and things like that. Splattering I might do occasionally, but my preferred method of quote unquote mixed media is using stamps and particularly like stamps that look like coffee splashes or stamps that look like tire treads and things like that. I would use that rather than doing other forms of mixed media. Nor do I particularly use a lot of things like texture paste or things like that. I have one that I use at Christmas time to make snow, textured snow, and that's about it. And it's not something I use a lot because it's not the type of crafting that I do. I'm going to attempt to do a steampunky style, just brush strokes on the back in a couple of directions just to give some texture in the back with this coppery gold color. But my brain keeps telling me, oh, you have to paint the whole thing, whereas in mixed media you don't. It's all about layering those elements together to make something that looks really, really good. And Lily loves the stencil that she's got here. It comes out really nice, and her tags came out beautifully, and they really do look good. Her tags came out really nicely. So yes, a little bit about, my craft space is not very big. I've got a very small desk in a corner of a room that I share with my kids and the rest of my family, so I don't have a huge craft space. And tend to craft in a particular manner, and it just makes media is a little bit difficult to do in the space that I have. I'm here just using a layered stencil. All the stencils that you see in here are the ones I've got from Temu. All these stencils are from Temu, and they make things a little bit easier. I thought I'd try some stencils, get out of my comfort zone just a little bit, where my OCD brain is telling me to, no, I need to go back and fix that. No, you need to make sure that that's lined up and that's straight and that's, So this was quite a task. So back to my craft space that I share with my family. In a previous video, I mentioned how I was losing pieces. That's because both my children like to play at my desk, because who wouldn't? I mean, crafting supplies, how fun. So both of them will come and play at my desk, and then I've got little bits in trays and things tend to go missing, like the little inside piece of the little Highland cow's ear that just disappeared, and I still can't find it, still don't know what happened to it. So it's little things like that that make specifically mixed media very difficult. But if you enjoy it, fantastic. I'd love to hear a few tips and tricks on how to make mixed media a little bit easier and how to make it a little bit more enjoyable for a crafter who's not particularly a messy crafter in terms of mixed media processes and things. I love my stamps though, I really do. I think the stamping can make a huge difference, and if you do it first, second, and maybe even third generation stamping like I do here with this map stamp, it really can look good. It's just a matter of layering it correctly and putting different elements together to make it look as good as you like. But yes, they'll see that at the end of the video I've got images of the tags that I finished, and I think they came out pretty nice. I like them. I think they look good. Lily's taking another stencil here. She's got a Christmas bell, I believe, that she's going to stencil through because she wants to have a look at that. She's literally just playing. She's having a grand old time there. Literally just playing with the different inks and the papers and things that she's got there and just having a ball. I mean, that's what crafting is about. It's supposed to be your happy place. It's supposed to be inspiring. It's supposed to be fun and freeing. And she's just having an absolute blast. So here I'm going to take a stamp that I've got, stamp it off, and then stamp the second generation stamp on my tag, just to build up that texture and those layers. And the color on that came out really nicely. Those brush strokes that I put on with the metallic watercolor paint really did a fantastic job, and you'll see in the end result it looks really, really good. Now these tags, I felt they were a little bit unfinished, so I thought I needed to ink the edges of them, and I do this one in the black soot, which looks really nice, and then I will go in and do the other two tags as well. And I start off with the pumice stone, which is my absolute favorite color ink of all of them. However, it was just too light. I felt that you couldn't see it at all. It was very, very light compared to the contrasting colors, that the deep purple on it. So I decided to ink the edges in the Villainous Potion to see if that made a difference, and I like the end result. I think it came out really nicely. And these finger daubers aren't foam, they're bristles, so the texture on it is fantastic. So it's like little brushes as opposed to foam daubers, which is really nice. I do both of these tags in that purple, the Villainous Potion, and I go all the way around them. And when I'm done with that, I will then show you what the finished tags look like. And I didn't record the final steps of this, unfortunately, because I did it over a couple of days. I hope that you enjoy the videos, and I hope you're enjoying the embellishments that we're making, and I'd love to see some of the embellishments you are making. If you leave a comment on the video, I'd love to know what you're working on. And I'd love to know some tips and tricks on how to improve my mixed media game, because it's not as strong as it should be. I mean, it is a fun activity. It's just, as I said earlier, I struggle with it. So I'd love to know what you do to make it a bit easier. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thank you so much for taking the time to leave any comments, and thank you for just being on the channel. We love having you here. The following photos are photos of the end result. Thank you very much and have a fantastic day. Bye for now.